How you doing, Manginas? Tangy Toddler here, bringing you Girlfriend Stories, episode 15. And last time we left off, I was telling you guys about the whore, Anna. And I finished telling you guys about her because there's no more stories about her. So, now we're off to the college years, and I have to be kind of careful what I say here, because I know some people in college actually watch my videos, so I don't want to spread, well, even though I'm not going to that college anymore, so I don't really have to be too careful of what I say. But, at this point, I had just broken up with Anna the summer before going into college, so I wasn't really looking for a relationship, as in, I really wasn't looking for something long-term. And, so, at this time, I was still doing the singing and dancing stuff, and it sucked because the first 6 weekends of college, I didn't get to meet people because I had to drive back 4 hours to work because I was under contract, and that's the only way I got my bonus. So the first 6 weekends, I had to drive back home Friday night, 4 hours, stay until Sunday night, and drive back for 4 hours. So those weekends of freshman year are the most important weekends of meeting people. So I feel like I got kind of short-shafted, if you know what I mean, because it kind of sucked. I really didn't get to meet people. I really didn't get started out. I was really behind the 8 ball at this point. But I have a funny story. It was the first Thursday of college, and I thought I knew what drinking was. This is really the first time where I really started to drink a lot. You know what I mean? Not really a lot, but first started to become a drinker. Because in high school, you know, you drink every once in a while and have some fun and think you can drink. So, whoa, shit, I probably shouldn't do that. I about broke something. But, yeah, so I had 103 proof UV. Don't ever buy it. It's disgusting. It's the worst thing you ever could have. But I was with my roommate. My roommate never really drank at all. So, I was basically introducing him to drinking. And we bought, what did we buy? Cherry 7-Up and Sunkissed to mix with this 103 proof UV. And, we were just kind of, it was just kind of fun. It was just me, my roommate, and 2 girls. And we were just kind of chilling out, just kind of really getting to know each other, you know what I mean? Just talking to them. And we were playing apples to apples drinking game. And, people started to get a little drunk, including myself. And these girls were kind of messing with me because I had these moose pajamas. I had these moose pajamas in my drawer, and they made me put them. They didn't really make me. They were bugging me to put them on, so I put them on and stuff. And I could tell these 2 girls were kind of hitting on me, and one especially. So my roommate was going for one of them, and I was just letting that be, giving my roommate a chance for her. And I was taking the other one, and I actually really wasn't interested in that other girl. I really wasn't totally interested in either of them. Maybe the one that my roommate was going for I was more interested in. But, so, this girl, she wanted to go home. And so I walked her back to her dorm, and my roommate stayed there because at this point my roommate was getting sick in the sink. And as I was walking her back, I was like, so are you into my roommate? She was like, no, she said, I was kind of more interested in you. And I was like, oh shit, fuck me. And she kind of saw her friend, who was the other one there, was really trying to get with me. And so I go back, and my roommate's still getting sick. I don't know why I keep saying my roommate. I don't want to say his name. He kept getting sick in the sink still, and the other girl was still there. And I was just sitting on the chair. I'm not sure what I was doing. Maybe continue drinking, watching TV, or playing video games. And the other girl was on my bed, and we had to do bunk beds at this place. And she was on my top bunk, and I was looking over there for some reason. All of a sudden, I saw this blanket just whoosh around, and she fell down. And it was tile. It was hard tile on the ground. Fell down, hands and knees, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And I'm like, are you alright? And she was like, she was laughing. She was like, hi, I'm fine, don't worry. I'm like, no, you're not. I was like, did you hear that squeak? That was embarrassing. I was like, no, you're not. You just fell on your knees onto this tile. I was like, are you sure you're fine? She's like, oh yeah, don't worry about it, I'm fine. So, I was like, okay, whatever. And so at one point, I went to go to the bathroom because we didn't have bathrooms in our dorms. And somebody had thrown up in the bathroom. And I was like, oh shit, it wasn't a lot. So I was like, let me try to clean this up. I was like, I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble because we're still drinking in the room. And so as I'm trying to like clean it up, this dude comes out, and by the way, I got the luckiest m.o.a.b right there. If you go back and watch, I kind of just hit somebody randomly in the background, so I got real lucky. But this dude comes out of his room and sees the throw up, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get the RA." I'm like, "Dude, don't. I'm taking care of it." So he goes and gets the RA, and I'm like, "Son of a bitch." And the RA was like, "Hey, what happened?" I was like, "I think somebody threw up in here. I'm just trying to clean it up." And he's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. I'll get somebody else." So for whatever reason, and by the way, I'm hammered. For whatever reason, he goes straight to my door. And from here, I didn't see what was going on. I was still down the hall. But what happened was he knocked on the door, and the girl opened the door. And instead of just saying, "Hi, whatever," saying her name, he was just like, "Who are you?" And she went and tried to hide behind the bunk bed. And you can clearly see him from the door, so I don't know what the fuck she was thinking. She was stupid, and she really was an idiot. And so he was like, "Where do you live?" And she said, "Here." And I'm like, "Oh my god, you're an idiot." When I heard about this. So my roommate was still sick, but he ended up having to go walk her back to the room, walk her back to her dorm. So I go back, and I start getting sick in the sink. It was just bad news. I drank way too much. And all of a sudden, I heard a knock on the door. I was like, "Oh, it's my roommate." Open the door. It's the hall director. And I was like, "Oh, shit." First of all, I don't know how he didn't hear me throw up. Second of all, why the hell is he in my doorway right now? And so he's like, "Hey, he's like, have you been drinking at all tonight?" I'm like, "No, I haven't." He's like, "All right." He's like, "Can you open up your fridge for me?" So we had a mini fridge. He took 4 steps forward, and I didn't remember where the alcohol was. So all of a sudden, I see it off to my right in my roommate's shelf, like by his desk. And so I was like, "Oh, please don't see it." So I opened up the fridge. It was empty except for Pop. And he was like, "All right, that's all I need to see." And he left. So basically, if he would have took maybe 2 more steps forward, he would have saw this alcohol bottle onto the right shelf. So I got lucky. My roommate gets back. He actually got questioned. He had to go in the RA's room, and he was fine. So we had another meeting with the hall director like 2 days later to talk about the incident. And he said, I'm really good at telling when people are drunk. And I could tell you guys weren't. And I was laughing inside. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I was really hammered. So was my roommate. My roommate was more hammered than me. And I had the burps right now. Drank some Monster. And he was like, "But the other girl," he said, "I cannot tell. I heard she might have been." And so he said, "Does she always act like that?" And at this point, we had figured out her personality, and she was really stupid. She's probably one of the stupidest girls I've ever met. No idea how she got into college. I'm not kidding either. And we look at each other and start laughing. We're like, "Oh yeah, she always acts like that. She was ditzy. She really wasn't drinking." So we were just kind of having fun messing around, you know. And he's like, "Okay." And she got in trouble because you're not supposed to be in the dorms that late. There was a curfew for girls being in guys' dorm. I went to a private school. They were really strict about this. Stupid. I hated it. Not really anybody followed it, to be honest. So we only got a warning just for that. We didn't get a warning for drinking. We got a warning for curfew. And she got fined for both drinking. And I think she only got fined for the curfew. I don't think she got fined for drinking. I don't remember, though. But she was mad at us, though, because we got her out of the drinking thing. Because we could have got her in trouble and be like, "Yeah, she was drinking. We weren't." But we lied for her. And we told her what happened. We're like, "Yeah, he was asked us if you always like that." And she's like, "What'd you guys say?" And I said, "We said that you kind of act like that. You kind of act like a little ditzy and dumb." And she got mad at us. She was like, "Why would you say that?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "We just got you out of like $100 fine. Get off our buttholes about it. Like, we helped you out by calling you ditzy. You're welcome. So you need to shut up." So this girl, she continued to like me and have a crush on me. And I was trying to end it because I didn't like her at all. I wasn't interested in her in this way. And there was one night where I'm not going to be able to finish this story. I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing it to you again. But it's actually kind of funny. It's not too long, but I won't have time. I'll be cut off. But yeah, this girl, she kept bugging me. And after this story with this girl, there's a girlfriend that I start dating. And her name is, her name was Janess. And it was a fun time while we were dating. We only dated a month. And it turned out to be something bad in the end. Like normal, like the rest of the girlfriend stories. Sick of them, aren't you? Sick of the little bitches. No offense. But yeah, when you act like one, you are one, I guess. That's how you say it. So tune in next time for the funny story. And then the next girlfriend, Janess. Stay hairy, manginas.